Okay, so let me set this scene for you. Imagine a remote farmhouse, right? A big storm is just raging outside. Inside, you've got this group of friends, and the air is just thick with tension. They've been telling ghost stories all night, but there's one story left to tell, and this one? Well, this one's a true story, and it's about to unravel everything.
So, after everyone's told their spooky little tales, one of the friends, a guy named Arav, just kind of scoffs. He's not impressed at all, and then he says it. He drops this one line that completely flips the script and kicks off a story that's, well, it's way more terrifying than anything they could have dreamed up.
All right, so here's our setup. A challenge among friends. We've got these 4 friends, they're totally isolated, and they're all trying to one-up each other with scary stories. But Arav, he's heard them all and is just not scared. So now everyone's looking at him. The pressure's on for him to tell his story, the one he claims is the scariest of them all.
And so, Arav starts his story. And, it's not what you'd expect. No ancient demons, no creaky old castles. Nope. It all begins with a kid, a rich kid, who, on paper, has it all. Big house, nice car, the whole deal. But his dad is never around, and that leaves him with this deep, gnawing loneliness that's basically his only real friend.
Okay, now for the inciting incident, a tale of a fatal crash. You know how every good ghost story has that one moment, that pivot point where everything just breaks? Well, in Arav's story, that moment happens on a dark, wet road. This is where it all begins, a story of guilt and what comes after. So let's walk through what happened that night. It starts with him driving drunk, going way too fast in this crazy downpour. Then, bam, the impact. A horrible, sudden crash. He gets out of the car and he sees 2 people on the road. He hears a desperate plea for help, but what does he do? He panics. And that leads to the last, terrible step, the escape.
This is just heartbreaking. The old man, with his last breath, he isn't asking for himself. He's begging the boy to save his grandson. Save my grandson, not me. But the kid is just consumed by fear. He gets back in the car, hits the gas, and just leaves them there to die. And that one act, that moment of cowardice, is going to stick with him forever.
So, next up, the ghost's terrible curse. The boy, he gets home, right? He thinks he's safe, but he couldn't be more wrong. The guilt, it's not just a feeling anymore, it follows him home. And it takes shape almost instantly as something terrifyingly real. It's like his crime ripped open a door, and yeah, something definitely came through it. And this haunting, it's just relentless. He starts seeing them everywhere, the old man and the little boy covered in blood. But then it gets worse. It becomes physical. He wakes up in the middle of the night with these spectral hands choking him. Night after night this happens, and it's just destroying him, chipping away at his mind until there's almost nothing left. He's completely broken.
So, after weeks of this torture, the boy just snaps. He can't take another second of it. He finally confronts the spirits, screaming into the empty air, "What do you want from me?" He's practically begging them to just kill him and get it over with. But the answer he gets? Oh, it's so much worse than a quick death.
And what the ghosts tell him isn't just a threat, it's like a formal sentence, a curse, laid out in 3 horrible steps. This whole thing is designed to make him suffer as much as humanly possible. First, his loved ones will die, one by one. He'll have to watch it all. And only then, when he's completely alone with his guilt and his grief, only then will they come for him.
And now, the story becomes real. Just as the spirits laid out, the curse starts to play out. This is the point where Arav's story stops being a story and starts becoming a terrifying reality for the boy.
And the first domino falls. The boy's father, his only family left, drops dead from a sudden heart attack. Just like that. Any tiny hope he had that this was all in his head is just gone. He's terrified. He knows the curse is real, so he does the only thing he can think of. He runs. He leaves the country, hoping that maybe, just maybe, distance will be enough to break the curse. So, years pass. A lot of years. The boy is a man now, and he starts to think, maybe it's over. Maybe enough time has gone by and the curse has faded. So he comes back home. He finds this remote farmhouse to get a quiet, fresh start. He even makes plans to see his old college buddies, the last people in the world he cares about. But the thing about a curse like this, it doesn't forget. It was just waiting for him.
And this is just brutal. The very night before he's supposed to see his friends again,
He gets a call. A car crash. His friends, all of them. They were on their way to him and they drove into a ravine. No survivors. I mean, think about the cruelty of that. The curse waited until the exact moment he felt a flicker of hope, a chance to reconnect, and then it snatched it all away.
Okay, so back in the farmhouse, Arav finishes his tale, and the room is dead silent. You can just imagine his friends, their faces completely white, because some of the details, a remote farmhouse, planning to meet old friends, it's all starting to sound way too familiar, and there's this one huge, terrifying question just hanging in the air. And then Arav drops the bomb, the first big twist. He looks his friends in the eye and just says it. That boy is me. The story he just told, it's not a story. It's a confession. It's his life. And those friends who died in the car crash on their way to the farmhouse, yeah, that was them. His story is their story.
You can just feel the confusion and panic in the room, right? His friends are just reeling. What are you talking about? This has to be some kind of sick joke. I mean, it makes no sense. They're sitting right there, looking at him. How can they be dead? The logic just isn't there.
But Arav isn't done. The story has one final, horrifying layer to peel back. The reason his story doesn't make sense is because they haven't understood the true, horrifying nature of their reality.
So Arav, very calmly, starts pointing things out. He asks them, hey, since we got here, has anyone actually been hungry or thirsty? He tells them to look at the mirror on the wall. Go on, look. What do you see? He's forcing them to see the little clues, the things that have been wrong all along, to realize the awful, unsettling truth. They're not really alive.
And this is it, the final, devastating gut punch. See, the illusion was that Arav survived and was telling his dead friends that they were ghosts. But the reality? Oh, the reality is so much worse. Nobody survived. His friends died in that car crash and their spirits came here. And Arav, he was so destroyed by the guilt, he killed himself that same night. They are all dead, all of them, and they're all trapped in this farmhouse together.
And this isn't the first time this has happened. They're all spirits, stuck here, in the very place they were supposed to meet. And their curse is to do this again and again, every year, the same night, the same story. They have to learn how they died over and over, forever. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What's the scariest thing in the world? Is it the ghosts that chase us, or the guilt that we can never, ever escape?